There we are. All righty. It is episode 110 of the Odd G's podcast. It's been a minute, but it's time for Harry. It's only going to be a couple minutes today.
Yeah.
We got a shortened episode today. We're
Yeah.
going to be tight today. What's going on, Harry?
Lots going on, man. We got a lot of playoffs happening, and the PGA Tour's coming to the Delaware Valley next week. The weather's getting warmer. It's all good, man. Like we're almost in Memorial Day, almost summertime.
I
Got a month to go.
Is there only 30 days in April? I can't remember.
Yes.
Okay, so tomorrow's May.
Tomorrow's May 1st. Correct.
Holy shit. Man.
Correct.
Where did time go? Like,
Yeah.
when I got sick, it was like, okay, you got 4 months of this, and I've been like bunkered. And all of a sudden now it's May.
Yeah. I know, man.
Holy cow.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're going to be
Unbelievable.
starting your other treatment here in another month or a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. I did. I put a bow. What do you say, bow? I put a bow on 8 chemos.
Yeah. So you rang the
last
bell,
Thursday.
right?
I didn't want to ring the bell.
But
I don't know
you
if you saw
did.
the video. I did. Yeah, my wife convinced me to, and the care
Yeah.
team convinced me to. But I didn't want to ring it because that's just. I want to ring the bell, the big bell at the end.
Yeah. It
when
seems
they
a little
say-
premature.
Yeah, they do that though because
Yeah.
chemo's such a grueling stage,
Right.
that you ring the bell to signify the end of that treatment.
Right.
And sometimes, a lot of times, that's the end treatment for people. To
Right.
me, that's the first salvo
Right.
in this battle. So I rang it. And it was funny. I watched the video that I don't even know who took it. But there's a cell phone video. I'll send it to you. And I'm walking up, and they're convincing me to ring the bell. And they say you ring the bell, and you read what's written there on the wall and whatever. If you want to say something, and I did. And as soon as they said ring the bell, I said, "For whom the bell tolls." I'm thinking Metallica. Dun, 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 dun. Then I was thinking, shit, Hell's Bells.
Yeah, Hell's
Is
Bells.
another
That's
good
what
one.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So I texted my buddy that I went to Penn State with, fellow guitar player. We would always jam together. And I said, for my final one, when I ring the bell that I'm NED, no evidence of disease, I'm cancer-free, I want you there with your Marshall stack, your guitar, and playing For Whom the Bell Tolls live. We're going to make it a
Nice.
live event, Harry.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Then we'll
That'll
go
be
into
a
some
social-
Pantera.
That'll go viral on social media for sure.
Yeah.
You could also do I love the bell in the beginning of Time by Pink Floyd, and then they
Yeah.
have the alarm bell goes off.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
And then it's all going off, and it just makes my brain euphoric at that point. But we're through that. We'll get scans next week. I got scanxiety already. I'm already anxious about that
Yeah.
because obviously that tells the tale of what happened. But
Yeah.
but we're positive. We're looking forward, and I'm so glad I'm done with 4 months of chemotherapy
Yeah. I bet.
because it was hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll get into more detail when we have more time at some point, but it will be the 4 hardest months of my life, physically, mentally, and emotionally. There's
Yeah.
no question about that.
Right. Right.
So
Jeez.
that's over. We got a lot to talk about, though, Howard. We wanted to do an episode last week. We just couldn't work it out, but there's a lot that's been going on. We're going to be a little all over the place today, but a lot going on in Philadelphia sports media.
Yeah.
The things that I wanted to comment on. And where we start is you didn't work for him. I did. My former program director, my boss at WIP, my initial boss when I got there was Tom Bigby. He was the
Right.
one that hired me. I don't know if you know sports. Gave me a quiz on the Eagles off. Who's on the Eagles offensive line?
Oh, so that's where the camera got the idea from. Remember
Yeah,
when he would give the interns a quiz?
the intern quiz to see
Yeah.
if you were worthy, if you knew enough about sports. Like that matters when it comes to entertaining. But anyway, I talked to Joe last week for about over an hour.
Really?
Called me. He called me
Wow.
the day before, left me. You don't need to call me back. Just check it out. And I'm like, I called him back. I said, "Will people stop saying that? Because I am so isolated and
Right,
out of
right.
the loop with people. Like, so I
Right.
talked to camera for an hour. We shot the shit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good conversation. So, what was I saying? What were we talking about?
Bigby.
Oh, yeah. So Big B hired me. Then Big B left. He went to YSF to run Free FM. And they brought in Tim Sabian for about 2 days. And then he got moved out. And then eventually they hired the next program director, which was Tom Lee. And Tom Lee, of course, hired us for Locked On Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah. Good old veteran radio guy. And then when Tom Lee left suddenly one day, it really happened in an afternoon. All of a sudden, 4 o'clock, Tom's gone. He had a contract drawn up and agreed to, apparently. And then he didn't sign it yet. And then we heard that he was going to Dallas, which is where his wife was from. So they were going back home. So he accepted the other job, and they're like, well, you have a contract. He's like, I didn't sign it. So he was gone that day. And then I ran the station for a while, and then they brought in Andy Bloom to oversee it.
All right.
So that's how he got there. And Andy Bloom, of course, came from YSP. He was there during Howard Stern's early years, take all the credit for Stern's syndication, which he really didn't.
All he did was flip a switch. Let's be honest.
Okay, we'll put him on. And he didn't have a choice.
Right.
It was Mel Karmazin that
Exactly.
decided to flip that switch.
Correct.
So he's riding the coattails of that. And this guy, I don't talk about my bosses a lot, in negative fashion publicly. This guy was a fucking scumbag, right? This guy showing up for work 1 PM, like, it was ridiculous. Complaint after complaint to the HR departments, Harry, on different things, and he got away with it every time. It was unreal. And to find out this guy is now in jail awaiting sentencing for 2 felony sexual crimes on his daughter. What a fucking pig.
Yeah, wow.
That's an absolute pig.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I interviewed with him. That's the only
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he interviewed me. I forget, was it the Crown Plaza Hotel over there off City Line?
That's where he stayed. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we met in the lobby of the Crown Plaza for
That's
about
where I
an
first
hour,
met him, at the bar.
hour and a half one time, and this was I got a very slimy feel from the guy, spending 90 minutes with him, and that's the only interaction I ever had with him. But I don't know him nearly as well as you did, and I never worked with him. But he came off very slimy to me just in the interview process.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes I met with him there, I did a shift until like midnight on a Friday night at WIP, and he had just gotten into town. He was living in the hotel because he didn't have residence here yet. And I met him at the bar after my shift.
Right.
And immediately I was like, man, I just got a weird feeling about this cat. Like his resume was impressive from afar until you actually knew. But I was like, ooh, man, this is going to be a tough putt. Yeah. And ultimately, he broke an agreement in our NDA. And that's why I tweeted in 2014 that you broke an agreement and you will get your karma. And I quote tweeted that when he got arrested, when this all came public.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from. So, fucking pig. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I never could have guessed that this would end up happening with him.
His kids were born, they were twins.
I never saw that. But yeah, he always gave me kind of, and there's a lot of radio guys, a lot of radio people that give me that slimy feel. To be honest, I mean, he's not alone.
It's an industry with some slime in it. There's
it
no
really
doubt.
is. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, when you think of the industries with slime, like everybody wants to go to the lawyers, right?
Right.
The ambulance chasing, that whole thing.
Right.
There's obviously slime in that, but I mean, there's a lot in radio too. Mm-hmm. And the HR department enabling this guy. There was a major investigation going on. HR.
Oh, yeah?
It was coming from corporate. Like this woman Debbie Barnes was running it from corporate.
On him?
CBS. Yes. And it was a big time thing. And I was a person that she had to talk to, and several other people. And then all of a sudden one day, the tone of the call changed. It was, why are you all on a witch hunt for this guy?
Ooh.
And we were like, you fucking just got bought out by owners. You're not an HR department. You're a lackey for them.
Right.
And that's just enabling behavior. It was. You learn as much from shit bosses as you do from good bosses. I think you learn more from shit bosses, actually. What not to do.
Right.
So I learned a lot from him.
Wow.
Over those years that I was there.
So he'll be going away for the rest of his life, it looks like.
I would imagine.
What I read. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the maximum for each one is 25 years.
Right.
And maybe minimum 10 for each one. So there's 2. He's not a guy that's going to do well. He's not tough. He's a pussy, and they don't look kindly upon child molesters in prison. He's not going to do well.
Yeah.
But
wow,
what a fucking scumbag. I hated to see that because of the daughter and everything. But Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was
Wanted
terrible.
to comment on that. The other thing, Tyrone announced he's out at the Fanatic.
Yeah, I
That
saw
shock
that.
you? It kind of came
Yeah,
out of
it
the blue for
did.
me. I don't really pay attention much.
It did because I had heard a couple of weeks, maybe a couple months, month and a half or so ago, that he wasn't coming back, but it was it was going to be his decision.
So end of a contract?
I guess that's
Or
all
just
I
run out?
got, and
Okay.
I didn't really investigate it beyond that because it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But then I saw that when it went down, it didn't look like it was his decision; it was their decision. That's the way it
Okay.
looked like. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, he said he put out the tweet that he has no regrets and um, got to do that job for a pretty good period of time despite
Yeah, I mean,
not
he was
having.
there, what, 9 years total, I think, and
Mhm.
half of that maybe as Mikey's producer, and then the other half on the show. So it was a pretty good
Yeah.
run as
Yeah, I
far as
think he did
radio
like
goes.
5 years with Mike, and he replaced me. I
Right,
hired him,
right.
and
I remember
originally,
being there
yeah,
the night, the day that you came up to me at a party that was actually at Mike's house.
the
And
famous party
Tyrone
too.
was there, yes.
Yeah.
And Tyrone was there, and you were telling me, yeah, we're trying to get him come down from New York. He was doing non-sports radio or something up
Yep.
in New
New
York
Jersey 1015.
because you were trying to get out of that show, and
I was trying to get out of
you
work.
needed to fill the chair.
Yeah, and I knew Mike knew Tyrone because we worked at WIP
Right,
together.
right.
So and initially Tyrone shot down the offer that I gave him.
Is that right?
But eventually, I was able to get the offer to a place where he took it and got me out of that chair, got me and you on the show together,
Right, right.
and then him to work with Mike because I wasn't. You and I weren't going to start the show if until I found a replacement. So I was on
Right.
a torrid search, Harry.
Oh yeah, it was a very Machiavellian situation there, which is quite common in radio.
Yes.
So yeah,
The dominoes, how they
right.
fall.
Yeah.
So yeah, he ends a good run there. Well, I don't know what they're going to do in afternoons now. Do they move Mike to afternoons? Move him back there with Bill
That's
Colorado?
not what I'm hearing.
Really?
That is not what I'm
I have not
hearing.
even dipped into. Are you hearing
of
anything
the-
that you want to make
No,
public?
but as of this morning, I'm hearing that is not the play.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it'll be very interesting to see what they do.
I mean, what are the options?
I know Crossing Broad listed, all the names, and it's quite staggering when you see them in bold print of all the names, including ours and everybody else, that we worked with, some we didn't work with, that are no longer with the Fanatic, whether it was with Greater Media or Beasley or whatever. It's quite a long list.
Yeah. I mean, I have the article. I'll bring it up here. This list, and it doesn't even go back to when I was let go in 2019 or you left even prior to that. He said, here's the people that have left the Fanatic.
Oh, we were
over
on
the
there.
last 5 years. Oh, did he add us?
Yeah, you just
talked
gotta
about
keep
us
reading.
below.
You got to
Yeah.
keep reading, yeah.
But Tyrone, Mike left and returned, Natalie, Hunter Brody, Jen Scordo, Farzetta, Devon, Pat Egan, Jamie Lynch,
Yep.
the Cudge,
Yep.
Cooney, Bob Cooney, Sam Wilson, Tyler, Zuli, Tom Alvord, Coach Camille, Joe Bell, Chuck D'Amico, and normal folks behind the scenes, including John Mark, Sean Brace, me, you, Rob Ellis, Tony Bruno, Eitan Shander, Nick Kale. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But I mean, D'Amico's still with the company. He's just back with MMR, I believe.
Yeah, they moved him
Yeah.
over to that silo
Right.
to program that when Bill Weston retired.
Right.
So pretty crazy the amount of. I mean, I don't know what else they can cut.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their end game is.
I mean, when you and I worked there, I mean, think about the staffs under Greater Media when we worked there for the Fanatic, for MMR, for MGK and Ben FM. Like the staffs were Ben FM's wasn't, but those were huge staffs. There's no staff left for these stations.
There's no infrastructure whatsoever, I guess, left.
No.
No.
Like when you let Andre Gardner go, Deb Kelton retires, JDB hangs up the Spurs after a long and great run. Gee, it's bananas. I don't know where radio goes. I actually got a call. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I was out had a Costco run. As you know, I tend to make those.
Yeah, multiple
And I
times a week.
Get a call when I'm driving back from the chief, from Howard Eskin. So I pick up the call. What's going on? What's going on, genius? How you
Not
feeling?
Craig Berube. You meant the radio.
No,
chief.
Eskin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I talked to him, and we were talking about it, and he's like, radio's dead.
Yeah.
You know,
Look,
there's just
I
no
said
money.
that back in 2013. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm taking credit for that.
And you were still working in it.
Yeah, I was still in it,
You,
and I
you
said
weren't
it was
you
dead.
weren't a jaded ex-radio guy.
Right, I was in it.
You were a jaded radio guy.
Exactly. I told the boss too. This format's dead.
Yeah.
I told Joe Bell that the format needs an enema. Is my exact words.
And it did, and look, the Fanatic had a chance to do that.
Yeah,
But
they blew it.
Yeah, when they shit canned Big Boss Nahagian and they brought in Eric Johnson, he wanted the station to be more like WIP when it was less like it, which was more successful.
Right.
And then famously, you know, we had that meeting with Eric Johnson. He told us we need to take more calls.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know, man. I'm telling you.
We go outside the meeting. We walk out of his office, and we walk into the hallway. We take about 4 steps, and you stop, and you just look at me. You go, if you have to tell me you know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. And then you had the Clint Eastwood walk down the remainder of the hall.
Exactly.
I was loving it. You're like the outlaw Josie Wales, just came into town, had sex with a hooker, got drunk, had a bath, and painted the town red.
Had the bath. Yeah, you gotta have the bath.
Had a hot bath
with the hat on, right?
Yeah, with the little guy pouring the hot water in there.
Yeah, smoking the cheroot, drinking a bottle of whiskey. Yeah. I had such disdain for that situation back then. I was so pissed off with everything that was going on because it was all wrong, and I was right.
And you knew it was wrong.
Yes.
They were retaining certain people for certain situations, not because of what they were providing, but what they could bring to the station. And I get you got to bring revenue. I get it.
Yeah.
But
what a mess.
You knew it was wrong. It was bad.
Yeah.
Eric had responded on Twitter and said to the Crossing Broad article about anybody left the Fanatic. He said, this post was needed. It's a vicious cycle. Junior folks with little to no experience get rushed into prime slots, don't move the needle, and then pushed out the door. Not enough seasoned vets to anchor the day parts and fill-ins. He said, I'd go full throttle on bar talk, letting hosts effortlessly blend life and sports. And if I had a pen, at Harry Mays, at Jason Mert would be middays and mirror their Ob-G's pod. Mike will be back at Afternoon Drive with Bill.
Colorulo.
Yeah.
Right, he's working with now. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like the concept of, you know, keep the sports in there, though. Just call it sports bar talk. You know, and you're not all Eagles all the time. You know, is Jalen Hurts, is this a prove-it year for Jalen Hurts, which WIP asked yesterday? Like,
is that right?
Absurd.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't envy what they have to do these days. I really don't.
Frankly, I don't want to do it.
It's hard.
Yeah. I don't have the appetite for it anymore. Yeah. So we'll see where it goes for the Fanatic and under the leadership of Scott Masteller. I deal with Scott, obviously, with the Fanatic, too, because the Flyers run the Fanatic, and we're, you know, they're the flagship station for the Flyers broadcast. So I deal with Scott quite a bit. I've known him for years, formerly of ESPN. So we'll see where they go. We'll be keeping a keen eye on the situation. Where's the PGA coming this week, Harry?
Next week, they're coming to the Cricket Club.
Oh, the Philadelphia Cricket Club.
Yeah, for a one-off.
Nice.
The Truist Championship. It used to be the Wells Fargo Championship. It's typically played down in Charlotte, North Carolina, at Quail Hollow Country Club. But they're hosting the PGA there in the next week, like two weeks from now. So they had to find another site, and within 10 months, they settled on cricket and have it ready to go. It's an unbelievable undertaking that the tour. Joey Chitwood III has been running the whole thing, and it's going to come off really well. You know this town with sporting events. I mean, they're just it's going to be big.
Yeah, they'll turn up in a big way.
Sold out Friday and Saturday already.
It's Friday and Saturday already.
Friday and Saturday. And this is a no-cut event. It's a no-cut event. Yeah, he'll be there. So the top 70 players that show up will be there for the entire 4 rounds. So you'll get to see Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler.
Grand Slam winning Rory McIlroy, mind you.
Yeah, hot off the Grand Slam. Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're not a big Rory fan.
Yeah,
But
well, I don't. No, it's not so much about him as a golfer. It's just the way the media covers him that annoys me.
yeah, they put him on a pedestal very early in his career.
Yeah.
Obviously early success, and he was a good guy for them to try and sell the game with.
Sure.
Going back to the Masters, that was as compelling a sports Sunday as I've seen in a long, long time, Harry.
Yeah, it really was, and it really shouldn't have been. I mean,
no, he should have ran away.
I mean, really, yeah. And they always wanted to make him into the next Tiger Woods way back in the day, and we all see that that never happened. Tiger Woods would have never hit that ball into the water
13.
on 13, and Tiger Woods would have made the putt on 18 and wouldn't have had to go to an extra hole to win it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
it was incredible drama.
It was.
It was showing Augusta on Sunday was biting back with the greens and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was incredible theater.
It was great. And I see Kevin Bloomfield in the chat saying that he was rooting for me at Bluebell the other day. I was out at Bluebell Country Club on Monday playing a round of golf, and the front nine was on video. You're going to see a good bit of this on Inside Golf, not this Sunday, but next Sunday at 10 a.m. is when it's going to air the first time. And I'll tell you, playing golf with a camera behind you is kind of neat. I loved it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It didn't tighten you up, Harry?
No, not at all.
Wow.
I'm a red light guy, Myrt. You know this.
When the light goes on.
Exactly. Let's go.
if people could see kind of when we did the show, the Daily Show, like during a break, what we would be doing. And then when we go on the air and the light goes on.
Boom.
Boom. I mean, there were times when we'd just be fucking miserable. Jesus Christ, this fucking Eagles rock we're pushing uphill.
Drudgery.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Then you get on the air, 6-1-0.
Yeah.
Let's go to what was the line we had? What was that called?
Riled Up? Did we?
The Riled Up line.
Yeah, Riled Up line. Yeah.
Let's take a recorded call.
Riley Sales. Yeah. Love those guys.
Exactly right. And he would always fuck up the nooner when he was our producer.
Terrific.
Incredible. Real quick, I saw last night, we got to be out by 11:30 because you got an appointment today with it. You working out with a trainer now, Harry?
Well, once a week I do this thing, with a trainer, and today's the day at noon. So normally I try to do it Mondays, but the class was filled, so I had to do Wednesday.
So are these class sessions with a certified trainer?
It's an hour. It's an hour with Fit Golf is where I do it over in Conshohocken. Of course it is.
And then Planet Fitness, Fit
The
Golf.
only thing I'm trying to
fit
be
golf
fit
into
for
everything
is
in
golf.
your life.
Exactly, yes. I'm trying to fit more golf into my life.
Yes.
Yeah. But I've stopped drinking vodka, and I'm on day, what is this? Sunday, when Rory won the championship at Augusta, was the last vodka I had.
11 days.
Oh, it's more than that. It's
Has
been
it
over
been 3
2
weeks?
weeks. It's
Oh,
been
wow.
over 2 weeks.
So this Sunday will be 3 weeks.
This Sunday will be 3 weeks, yeah.
So about 17 days.
Yeah.
So you're off the vodka. Are you drinking anything?
I drink beers. I drink some High Lifes.
Okay, I would think the vodka would be better for you than the beer.
I'm not trying. I don't care about losing weight. I was abusing vodka.
Okay, you're not abusing beer.
2.5 gallons a week.
Yeah, I remember taking out your recycling, Harry.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a little bit of clang in that recycling bin.
A little bit. It was a little heavy. It's a little lighter these days.
I bet.
The bin.
And very rarely was it plastic bottles clinging.
Right.
At that time, there was a lot there was
glass back then. I was stealing that radio money back then. But now, I did go to the plastic because the consumption went through the roof. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay $35 for a handle of Tito's when I can get a handle of, Barnett's for $15.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good on you. I wish you luck in that.
Yeah.
But you were tweeting last night. Hockey Harry came out last night, and I tell people right away, for you're a good hockey guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody cares about hockey thing that you came up with on the air. But out of all the Philadelphia sports media, there's a few guys that can talk about it. Morgani obviously was one of them. Macnow could at times, but you were one of them too.
Yeah, but I can't
You're
really
an
talk
astute
about
hockey observer.
I can't talk about the intricacies like you can or like Al could and certain other guys. But I do enjoy the game. I love watching other teams. It was the Flyers that pissed me off. Okay.
Yeah.
I love hockey. I just don't love Flyers hockey.
Yeah. Uh, and well, you like to see those players that can do special things. And one of the
Yeah.
guys you tweeted about was Austin Matthews last night.
Well, dude,
Great American-born player, but this guy keeps showing up small in the playoffs year after year in that team.
it is unbelievable how much of a no-show this guy is in the biggest games, of the season, and they could end up losing this series.
Yeah, they're up 3-2 still. They're up 3-0.
But they were up 3-0.
But no team tightens up the ass
Oh,
quite like the Toronto Maple Leafs when a
it's
little adversity comes in the first round.
it is unbelievable. I mean, they haven't won a cup in 60 sets since 1967 for a reason.
Well, Harry, since the league had 6 teams,
Correct. Yes,
since the initial expansion, they haven't won.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I did a search on Austin Matthews just after I put that tweet out because I thought I might have been a little hard on the lad, but apparently not because Leafs fans they feel the same way, and there's some really staggering numbers. Let's look at this. NHL Watcher is a Twitter handle that says Austin Matthews needs to wake up. 1 goal this series. 1 goal versus Boston last year in 5 games. 0 goals versus Florida 2 years ago in the second round. And 2 goals in his last 14 playoff games.
Yeah, not good enough. Not for the guy who's been the most prolific scorer in the NHL over the last bunch of years. And people go, well, he's hurt. He was hurt this year. He's still banged up. Yeah, in 67 games, he still managed 33 goals and 78 points in the regular season. So cry me a river.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not just him. It's him. It's Marner. It's Tavares, and they're on.
But Nylander?
Yeah, William Nylander.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How many points did
happens.
Nylander have in the season? Close to 90, I think.
Yeah, that team in the regular season is a wagon.
Yeah.
Problem is in the playoffs in the first round. I mean, they got out of the first round that one year, but they're 1-13 in their last 14 closeout games.
Wow.
Of a series. I mean, that's
staggering.
That's hard to do.
It really is. And they got a former Flyers goaltender. How about that?
Stoley, speaking of vodka, Stoley the goalie, Harry.
The goalie.
Got to be your favorite NHLer. Stoley was not a fan of me.
No, is that right?
Yeah, I did not believe he would be a legit NHL goaltender. He was so big, I just didn't think he moved well enough, and I was very critical of him. And I got a note one day from Flyers PR guy. He had messaged him to complain about me killing the guy on social media. So he was reading it, and eventually he's turned into a really good goalie, albeit he's been mostly a backup. He's a starter now in Toronto. And he was on a run, and I had to eat shit. The guy's turned into a legit NHL goalie, so I was wrong, So I said to the Flyers PR guy, Joe Seville, I said, make sure you send that to him, that I ate shit on that. So
okay.
And he did.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else you want to hit before you're out the door? You got to get to your training session.
No, we'll have to get to the rest of it next week. There's still stuff we need to hit. The whole White House kerfluffle, and Nick Cale went scorched earth on a couple of media members in Philadelphia this morning, apparently. Saw that on Crossing Broad.
Les Bowen and Mikey Miss,
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, the White House visit, and everything that comes with that every year now. It's nauseating at this point.
It really is.
But you got to get to your appointment. Is the trainer like the hairdresser, Harry?
What do you mean?
A dime?
No. It's an
absolute rocket?
It's a guy.
Oh, it's a dude?
Yeah.
Oh, you have got to do better than that.
Well, there's no touching. I mean, it's just, working me, telling me what to do.
Don't you get more motivated? Does a guy motivate you more than a dime?
Look, if I was in there with a dime, I wouldn't want to work. I wouldn't want to do the work.
Yeah, you'd show up with a handle of vodka, and it'd be glass.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's episode 110 of the Odd G's podcast. Everybody have a great couple of days. We'll definitely be back next week. I'm not in the treatment every other week flow anymore, so we're going to feel well for at least a month or so.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. What do you got?
Yeah, and also tune into our Locked On Birds
Squad Show.
The Squad Show, we're doing it 2 times a week. Tomorrow we got another one. Farzetta is on there doing a great job. You'll be on tomorrow, I assume.
Yep.
And Louis DiBiase does a terrific job, too. So we've been breaking it down. I think we've done like 5 of them already. So
great stuff.
It's good, yeah.
So we'll do that tomorrow. Look for that on the Locked On page. And we'll talk to you next time on the Odd G's podcast. Have a great day, everybody. Perfect.
Yeah, 30 million.